Week 9 of the Dream Season Football League 2, and we've had more than our fair share of upsets for this week, starting off with the Bills hosting the 2-5 Jets, and early on, New York showing just how powerful this team is. Early on, Curtis Martin, 87 yards down the right Buffalo sideline, and he has the first touchdown of the game with just 15 seconds elapsed in the first quarter. Later on, another Jets touchdown. It's 14-0 in Buffalo. What's going on with the Bills? An early field goal by the Bills in the third quarter, and later on some stops. And look at Kelly in the fourth quarter. Let's get a drive and a touchdown here. That's what the Kelly-led Bills are looking for. Second and goal from the 3. Touchdown, Stevie Johnson, and the Bills are in the game. And the scoreboard says to go for 2 points, down by 5 with just over a minute to go. Kelly looking on the 2-pointer. He scrambles and he's in. And he gets the 2 points, but it would be nothing if they can't receive the onside, and they don't. The Jets pull off the upset in Buffalo. Final 14-11. Dolphins and the Chiefs, and Miami has started 5-0, but they're hoping not to slip 2 in a row in their last 3 games here as they travel to KC to take on the 4-3 Kansas City Chiefs. And early on, Priest Holmes right up the gut, 80-yard gash for this Kansas City running back. It's 7-3 in the second, but Len Dawson, first mistake of the day, intercepted by Smith, and he takes a 27-yard interception return touchdown. And the Miami Dolphins have the lead 10-7 in the second quarter. But the Chiefs were not done with their two-headed running attack in Jamal Charles along with Priest Holmes. Another touchdown in the first half by this running attack for the KC Chiefs, and it's 14-10 in the second quarter. Move on to the second half here. Miami has a great chance of taking the lead here, but Bruce Hardy unable to get the first. They settle for a field goal. Dawson in the fourth quarter, firing it deep, and it's intercepted by Vontae Davis. Now can the Dolphins reply off the turnover and get some points of their own? They're backed up deep in their own territory, ball on the 5. 1st and 10, Marino picked off. That is Emmett Thomas, and he scampers in for the 10-yard score just like that. And now the Chiefs make it 21-13 on 3rd and 14. The Dolphins run the ball, and that shows their inability to score. They go on to lose their second of their past 3 games. Giants and the Patriots in New England and rainy Foxborough. Neither team can afford a loss in this one, but more so for the New York Giants at 3-4, only 1 game back in the NFC East to this point, and cannot afford any more losses, seeing that the Redskins and the Eagles play some very average competition in the coming weeks. Manning, after a couple turnovers, it's a touchdown to Henry Jones to score first at 7-0, but the Pats have a nice drive and cap it off with a touchdown to Stanley Morgan. He would get injured but would return in the ball game. Tie a score entering the second half, and this is where Curtis Martin scampers 46 yards for the Patriots touchdown, and now New England leads by 7 midway through the fourth quarter. But then the Giants enter Patriots territory. Then on 2nd and long, it's complete. This is Del Schofner into the end zone, and the Giants answer back with a touchdown of their own. It's now 14-all at the start of overtime, and Jeremy Shockey with a nice flag getting 15 more yards, but it's picked off. This one, Morris Claiborne, and he is gone, and the Patriots win the game on a defensive return touchdown. And the Patriots improved to 2-6 on the season. After starting the year at 0-4, they have now won 2 of their past 4 games, and now the Pats can improve to 3-5 as they play the Jets next week. Giants in trouble at 3-5. Buccaneers and the Saints, this time in New Orleans in one of the biggest division rivalries of the DSFL 2. Saints have a half-game lead over the rival Buccaneers, and they are playing at home here. They look to be the road team all day long. A fumble by Breeze and the Saints, leading to a 14-0 start for the Buccaneers. And after a field goal by the Saints right before halftime, LeGarrette Blount right up the middle, and 35 yards later, he's got a 21-3 start for the Buccaneers. And after another field goal, the Saints do nothing on offense yet again. Buccaneers sweep the series of the New Orleans Saints. Titans and the visiting Cincinnati Bengals in a game between 1-6 ball clubs. Both teams have no chances for the playoffs. Titans had a field goal that would prove to be the difference, as the final would be 17-14. Tennessee improving to 2-6 on the season. Falcons and the Colts, both teams headed in opposite directions, and the 5-2 Indianapolis Colts proving all day long that their home crowd can see a winning ball club, as they so far rank as the 6th seed in the AFC wildcard picture. After a 7-0 start, the pass is intercepted by Antoine Bethea, and he's got sights on 6 points, 75-yard return for a touchdown. Colts add to their lead. It's 14-0. Colts win easy at home, 21-16, and now Indianapolis improves to 6-2 and stays in that wild card spot. There's been a lot of controversy in the DSFL 2 between the Houston Oilers and Texans, not legitimate for having two teams on one squad in the DSFL 2, but there is no doubting the success for the Houston Texans-Oilers mix so far in the DSFL 2. They're 6-2 heading into this game, and their home crowd saw them improve to 7-2 over the lackluster Browns, and now they are still one game up over the Colts, who won earlier on in the afternoon, and now both the Texans and Colts have their spot so far in the playoff picture. Jags 3-5, Titans 2-6. Niners coming to this one at Washington at a impressive 7-0 mark, looking to be the first team to be undefeated throughout the entire Dream season. But the Redskins come in with a chip on their shoulder after being the division leader after Week 7, looking to improve to 4-4 and hopefully getting another spot atop the division after Week number 9. Early 7-0 Skins start and an early turnover, and D'Angelo Hall, Johnny on the spot for the turnover. Then Sammy Baugh picked off by Ken Norton Jr. He'd take a knee and the ball is taken at the 20. Niners turn that drive into a field goal. Next Redskins possession, Art Monk down the sideline. He's gone. 61 yards for 6 points, and now the Skins have a 14-3 lead. Now can the Niners respond? On 3rd and 15, they run the ball. It's turned over right back to the Redskins, and Sammy Baugh would lead the Washington drive that enters Niners territory here. Then on 2nd and goal, Clef Battles walk-in touchdown, and the Redskins win easy 21-10 over the Niners, and their first loss of the season drops them to 7-1. The 49ers lost earlier on in the afternoon, and now St. Louis looking to pull within 2 games of the San Francisco 49ers here in Arizona. They're 4-3, Cardinals 2-5. After a 7-0 start, Kurt Warner would not go out without a strong fight from their offense. Roy Green, the preseason MVP in receiving, 80 yards to the end zone for the touchdown, and the game is tied at 7. Cards tack on a field goal, but the St. Louis-led Kurt Warner squad would reply, and later on, Torrey Holt to the end zone for the touchdown. Rams go on to win by the final 28-13. St. Louis 5-3. Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys, both teams struggling so far in the DSFL 2. But the Seattle Seahawks have a chance of some wild card positioning, and the Cowboys have a chance to perhaps win the division here with the win today in Dallas. And early on, a touchdown by the Cowboys, making it 7-0. Then a handoff to Smith to make it 14-0, and the Rodgers Staubach-led Cowboys win offensively their first game of the year, as the defense comes to play against the Seattle Seahawks. Terrence Newman, his first pick of the year, and the Dallas Cowboys win easily, 21-0 over the lackluster Seahawks. And now a look at the NFC West as a whole. Some pretty interesting matchups down the stretch for this division. Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders in this version of the Game of the Week, Week 9 edition. Broncos come into this one below 500, yet the Raiders at 6-1, hoping to improve to an impressive 7-1 on the year here at home in rainy Oakland Alameda Coliseum. Early on, a touchdown by the Raiders. Dave Casper, the DSFL 1 leader for this team, and Ken Stabler on his following drive would finally have a mistake so far in the DSFL 2. Only a couple interceptions so far on the year. Can the Denver offense reply on 3rd and 5? No, they cannot. They send out Elon for the long field goal. No problem, right? Wide left. No good for the Denver offense, and now the ball travels back to Oakland. They could do nothing on their following possession, but Rod Smith gets the ball into Oakland territory, ball on the 35. Yet on 3rd and long, Denver sacks, fumbled the football, and it's picked up by Sonoris Moss, and he's got sight on 6 points. If it weren't for the Oakland defense flagging on this play, you see clipping in the backfield. It would be taken back to about the 40-yard line, but the Broncos 0 for 2 on their red zone opportunities, hoping to at least get some points here midway through the third, as it's 10-0 here so far. Oakland dominating on defense. Trevor Scott for the sack, and they have to settle for a field goal. Raiders next series, Brooke McFadden short of the first down. Then on 3rd down and 8, Elway looking, he's sacked. They have to go for it on 4th and 15 with under 2 to go. Elway looking, has time, throwing deep, and the pass out of bounds. And the Broncos fail on 4 downs. The Raiders can do nothing either, but they didn't need to do much of anything. Janikowski converting on the field goal. Now it's a 2-possession game, and this is big, as on the next drive, the Denver Broncos score on 1 play. Where was this offense all game long? Lionel Taylor, possible MVP rights for this receiver, all the way 84 yards touchdown. So now the Broncos are within a field goal, but they do need an onside kick. The recovery is for the Raiders, and Oakland, with Denver out of timeouts, would go on to win by that score. Tim Brown on the recovery. So now the Raiders improve to 7-1, Denver out of it at 3-5. Oakland looking for the first seed. Packers and the Chargers. Contest between 2 of the best quarterbacks in all of NFL history. Packers come into this one at 6-1, hoping to improve to 7-1 on the season. Meanwhile, the San Diego Chargers out of it at 2-5, hoping to make some hay in the NFC playoff picture after week number 8. Willie Davis for the sack, and the Packers reply on their following offensive series, but on 3rd and 4, another 3-and-out, settle for a field goal. It could have been 14-0 in this one, but it's only 6-0 so far, and at halftime, the Chargers take the lead thanks to a Fouts touchdown. And now at 7-6, can the Fouts-led offense reply here? Vincent Jackson to near midfield, but on 3rd and 5, it's short of the first down. So now with under 2 to go, can Rodgers prove he is clutch in the DSFL too? He's done it time and time again for Green Bay. Can he do it again? The drive with under 45 seconds to go. Amon Green in the end zone. And now the Packers don't just kick a field goal, they punch it in for a touchdown. Green Bay would be unable to get the 2-point conversion, so it would be the San Diego Chargers that would have to respond, and they do it in 2 plays. Gary Garrison all the way for 6 points, 75-yard touchdown for this big play man for the Chargers. And now can the San Diego Chargers make it a field goal game? Fouts underneath, and it's complete, but short of the end zone. It's only a 1-point game, but can Green Bay respond with 15 seconds to play? Well, if you're stupid enough for the Chargers, Harrison with the face mask, yes you can. The ball is trapped inside the 30-yard line, and now Crosby for the gimme game winner. The final 15-13, and the Chargers are stunned again. They're now 2-6. Meanwhile, the Packers at 7-1, the best team in the NFC to this point. Ravens on the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. The Ravens hoping to improve to 500 and make some hay for the 7-1 Steelers, hoping to improve to 8-1 on the season. Jack Butler with a turnover, and later on in a field goal game, the pass is complete to Santonio Holmes, and he's got sights on 6. This one all the way 70 yards for the touchdown, and now the Steelers improve to 8-1, the most wins in all of the DSFL 2. Meanwhile, over in Philadelphia, the Eagles hoping to be the top team in the NFC East after 9 weeks, as a loss here would give the division lead right back to the Redskins after 2 weeks playing them in Washington. Randall Cunningham picked off after a 7-0 score, and that'll prove the struggles for this Eagles team. They are now 4-4 after a 24-21 loss. A look at the DSFL 2 standings after 9 weeks. Steelers the most wins in the entire DSFL, but the Texans, Dolphins, and the Raiders round out the AFC top division winners. thank you for watching this presentation of the DSFL 2. Week number 10 should be very interesting. So long.